A 6-2 means that you have 2 setters and 6 total hitters on the court. That means that at all times you'll have 3 attackers or 3 hitters in the front row during a 6-2. The setters only set when they're back row, unless of course this setter passes the ball, then this setter will set the second ball to help out. But this setter is going to set now because she's back row. She will set every ball until she rotates to the front row, and then she'll become a hitter. Okay? And then the other setter, being opposite her, would then become the setter because she would then be back row. But let's go through the rotation to make it more clear. Okay? So this is the starting lineup. I have my setter starting right back in rotation. She's going to pull up for serve receive behind this right front in rotation player. The players are going to come back to help pass, and you'll notice that the setter has left a big hole in the back court. So this middle back is going to slide over to help pass and fill in that gap. Then this girl's going to slide over and help pass too, and the other setter is going to slide back, even though she's front row, more into the back row here to help pass. Now we have our 3-man passing, and the setter is coming in from the back row to come in and set. So the thing that sometimes gets confusing is that this player here is front row. She's just back to help pass. She's got to watch the short and the deep here and still remember that she's hitting. Okay, so after the ball is served, the setter will run in to set. This hitter will get outside ready to hit. Everybody here is ready to hit, and they play it out. After the ball goes over to the net, this setter runs back to her defensive spot, and the other players slide over to theirs, and everybody would switch to position up in the front row, like so, ready to block, and you have your defense ready to go. If the ball comes over the net, the setter is then going to run up to the net to set, and so on. Let's rotate to the next position. Okay, we're rotating to the next position. So now you'll see that both players are middle. Our current setter is back row still, and she is now middle back. Our other setter opposite her is still a hitter, and she's still front row. She's middle front. Always opposite each other. Okay, so now on serve receive, the setter is going to come in from the back row. She's left another hole. So we've got to slide over to help pass, pull this player back to help pass. Okay, now we have our 3-man passing again. Remember that this player is front row, but she's back to help pass. So she's got to remember to pass the short in front of her, the deep here, but also remember that she could get set, so she's going to be ready to hit as well. Okay, so in this case, the ball gets served, and our setter is going to run into the net. This player is going to get up here ready to hit, and so on. Okay, so let's get back into our rotation. And let's rotate again. So now this middle blocker is coming back. Once this middle blocker becomes back row, it means the other middle blocker has to be front row because they're opposite. Okay, so you'll see now our setter is in the left back. Okay, so what happens here? Setter's got to come in for serve receive. Get close to the net. She leaves an empty hole in the court again, so we slide over to fill that in. And this time now right front comes back to help pass, remembering that she's still front row, still a hitter. Okay, we've got our 3-man passing again. Setter can run in ready to set. This setter is going to remember, this opposite is going to remember that she's also a hitter, and we play it out. Okay, so next thing, we go back to rotation. Okay, and we rotate again, and what happens here? Now the other setter is officially back row. So what happens here is now this is the setter. So now this player is setting and this player has become a hitter, and we start the whole thing again from the beginning of the video.